wake of Madeline Stone's kidnapping, the town feels hope. Things feel different. Something about the environment feels new. Josiah and Bry are walking to an old mansion somewhere in the horizon, trying to make sense of all the chaos that's erupted. The mansion is none other than the original Stone household, a place where Madeline once resided, where her mental health had shifted. The two brothers catch on.
Okay, brother, this is where it is. The golden chair. I told you this is where it began for me, Josiah.
We're breaking and entering over a chair, Bry. What are we really doing here? Tell me the truth.
You cannot deny it. I chuckle at your lack of confidence.
Bry, this is a mansion that's been deserted for over 3 decades. The original homeowners never afforded it. Why are we here?
Because I want to see your face when you see the chair. There's a balance to this, a moral compass. Now enough bickering, brother. Let's get inside and check all this magical madness out.
The two brothers move forward, analyzing the mansion's safe haven. The place looks like a fortress laced into some oblivious hell. It's clear that this was once an owned, well-balanced place, now forecasted in summit, and now a lost getaway to something unpractical and emotional.
This place was once the home of some brilliant lost minds. I cannot stand to witness how bitter and how practical these moments are. You know this matter, but it doesn't matter fully. Not anymore, to be exact.
And now the golden chair. The history and story behind such a piece, now to be unfolded.
Many try to come and go around here, Josiah. The chair was designed to be something malicious towards others. It was never designed to be something more than anything less or most preserved. This doesn't fall under night. This was once Madeline's source, this cursed little chair. Something to make someone feel ungodly, invincible if need. Luckily, a cleaning crew is finally destroying this place come tomorrow.
And so, Josiah and Bry leave exiting the perimeter. They no longer have any reason to stay. This was goodbye for them. As they walk out of the mansion, they feel something. A sense of hope, knowing that their story is about to come to an end. Back at home, Miriam is with little Adriana. They're having some lunch, but Adriana is a little quieter than normal. Back at home, Miriam is with little Adriana. They're having some lunch, but Adriana is a little quieter than normal.
What's on your mind, Adriana? I can tell you're quiet and keeping thin. You okay? You can tell me anything.
I'm just still a little shook still, Mommy. That old woman was cruel to me and did things that
You don't have to talk about it anymore, baby. It's done and over with.
I can't, Mommy. I just can't. She was so cruel, and she was so evil. Why did she do this to me? Why?
Shh. I'm here. It's gonna be okay. I promise.
The two hug. Miriam holds her like a lost relic. Back at Cleveland HQ. Life could be better or less for Nina Duncan. Someone who just solved a big case. She's in her own space, keeping to herself until Jim Corbin comes in.
Jim, can I help you?
Just checking on you. I know you had a big bust yesterday with good results.
Jim, you tried to get my brother-in-law in trouble? After everything, I got nothing to say to you?
Nina, I did what I did because I swore Josiah was the one who kidnapped her. I didn't.
Stop! You did. You saw Josiah as a target and took advantage. You call yourself a man of God when you're nothing but shame. The Jim Corbin I know wouldn't have allowed that to happen. You slipped.
Nina, I know I screwed up and did it the wrong way, but I'm willing to explain and talk if you're willing to give me the damn chance of day. Please, for the love of God, give me a chance and let me explain.
They go out and begin to converse a bit. Corbin sets the record straight and tries his best to emphasize with Nina.
It was never about hurting him, Nina. The way this all unfolded only shows that I myself was wrong. Josiah should have not been accused the way he was. And if I could, I'd turn that clock a dial and go back to the night I interrogated him.
You did, though. The worst of it was that he was targeted. I know Josiah. I know Bry. I didn't think it was him. But I know how he is. What all this meant to him.
You don't think I know that, Nina? You think I just put him away for straying to the hounds for blood and wrath? No, I didn't. And I'm sorry I disrespected your family. I made a mistake and should have thought better. But I didn't. And sometimes that happens.
Jim! It doesn't change the fact you tried to have my brother-in-law in trouble. You chose to get into his spine and nearly got him charged for things he didn't do. You don't like Josiah, and I know you don't.
That's not true, Nina. Not true. I like him. A man once came up to me and told me his little child was missing. Same situation, vanished, nothing. But the twist? The man took his child's life, said the same nonsense Josiah said. When I saw it wasn't him, I realized then the trauma of that case lingered onto my own. I'm sorry, and if I gotta forgive 1,000 times, I will.
Jesus, Jim? Okay. Well, even so, it doesn't change. You did something wrong. Josiah was never the problem. And honestly, I really can't see myself working with you again.
Jim accepts Nina's words. He doesn't fight or start anything with her, but he chooses to move on and do it the right way.
That's fair, Nina. But even so, I will always respect you for being that itch of greatness. If it doesn't kill to ask, would you be open to coming to my mass this evening?
She sleeps on it, but doesn't give him the cold shoulder. They share a hug, but this is the last time they'll work together. She doesn't see herself tag teaming with him again. Meanwhile, Dr. Jasion Stones gets a phone call. He picks up the phone to answer.
Yes, yes. Shut up. I'm answering. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello, Miss Miriam. How are you, my sweetheart? How is my granddaughter doing?
She's fine, Daddy. We're all doing good, but I wanted to check in. I know it's not easy with all that's happened. I'm sorry again, Daddy. You didn't deserve any of this.
It doesn't matter. Miriam, I have my family. I have my granddaughter, and I couldn't be any happier. I am blessed for what I have, and what I can continue to inspire from here on out.
It means so much to hear that from you, Daddy. It truly means a lot to me.
Oh, that's amazing. And I've always known you would have come out of this no problem. I know this wasn't easy for you, my love.
Hi, Grandpa. It's me, Adriana. I want you to know I'm thinking of you in this time. I hope to see you tonight.
Oh, yes. Hello, my love. I hope you're well, and I hope you're living your best now with your mother and father. I will be at the Mass tonight. I hope you're okay. I can't wait for Saturday.
Me too, Grandpa. It feels good to be home, and I want to thank you for being here with us during this time. I forever am grateful for all of you. I love you all very much.
Oh, Adriana, I'm so grateful for you. I'm very humbled your mom and I saw each other last week. I had no idea you existed. I've been thinking of it all the last week, how you were a forever apple during that time. Saturday we'll get some ice cream.
I'm excited. I love you, Grandpa.
I love you. I must get back to work now. Tell your mother I will see her tonight as well.
Okay, Grandpa. I love you too. See you tonight.
That little girl is a sweetheart. I just feel so terrible for what happened to her. I hope she doesn't find any advanced trauma from this.
Dr. Stones goes outside to have a cigarette. The relief in his heart's heavy. The cow and turmoil is over. Above the sky, he hears a crow cawing. Based on the previous times he's encountered it, he knows exactly who this is.
Bry Fulton, I thought I heard you. That's why I came outside.
Nonsense. You didn't hear me. I've been making my rounds. I got done with Josiah. You did a good thing back there. I know it wasn't easy for Madeline to be taken into custody. I can't imagine how hard it was to know someone you knew did something so evil.
It wasn't that. I had no clue who it was. I was under the impression she was babysitting or tutoring. She has done this before. But something about it just didn't add up.
Even so, she did something evil, and you now know. The most important thing is to make sure Adriana going forward isn't further traumatized by all this. I can't say the same for Miriam or Josiah.
I will go over my reformation plan with her parents tonight after Mass. I can promise you this, she'll be fine and grow up healthy.
Good. Then that means we got nothing to worry about. See you tonight, Dr. Stones.
Though it may have seemed forced, Bry wants to make sure his niece isn't no longer affected by any of the dangers that happened. The doctor continues his smoke as Bry flies off into the horizon, now ready to continue his journey. Nina is at home. She's reading again. Now she has the time to finally focus on something aside from any real police work. Then, she hears it again. The thud. It's Bry.
Hello there, beautiful. It's me again. I wanted to talk to you.
Bry, hey, what's up?
I normally would say the sky since I'd already fly in it, but I'ma tell you what. It's good to see you, love. It's so good to see you, and I hope you know that. Ugh, it sucks not being physical and not being able to hold you the way I envisioned.
It doesn't change the fact you still came back to me even after so long. Life doesn't feel
like real life. Nina, I will always love you. I will always care about you, and even if I'm not here physically, I am here spiritually. And one day, we will be together again, forever. Believe in yourself always, my sweet.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you. I hope so, too. I just hope so. It's not the same.
Same here, my love. Tonight's the Mass. I know Jim is doing the ceremony. Go to it. Know that I'll always be here, in the shadows and in the light. You're the light, to humble my darkness. I'll see you soon, love.
Bry flies off into the sky, knowing that now the time is now or never. Times have changed, and Bry needs to do the right thing. It's nighttime. Mass begins. People are in attendance, including the Fultons. Jim Corbin is at podium about ready to begin. He sees them, respects them, knows that there's no more issues.
Good to see he's moved on. It's been a hot minute. See, honey, never judge a book by its cover.
Dr. Stones joins them next. Greeting.
Hi there, my family. I love seeing all of you. My daughter. My granddaughter. It's been beautiful reuniting. All of us. All of this. We deserve it all. We deserve this happiness. Forever.
Followed by Nina Duncan. The family is all here, reunited into one. Now they all reflect on the times that happened before Mass begins.
Sit down, relax. Enjoy the Mass. Tonight, we're gathered to remind ourselves of why we deserve and feel freedom. What is freedom? This inner freedom empowers believers to choose God's will, live holy lives, and experience an abundant life. John 10:10, Galatians 5:13. Jesus said, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." John 8:32. This week, I had to endure a challenge, one of which that nearly costed me the salvation of the good Lord. I made a judgment call I shouldn't have done. I'm blessed that loving our Father, and I'm blessed every day to walk, to breathe, to see.
Bry watches on. He hears it all, knowing that this mission is officially complete. Will he fly away into eternity? Will he keep watch? Before the service ends, Corbin proceeds to baptize Miriam Fulton as a per request from Josiah. This reformation needed for such a time of uncertainty. After Mass, the family joins one another. This time, a full embrace.
So now where do we go from here? It's just now a big happy family now, isn't it?
brand new day, new rules.
I love you all. Thank you all. I love you all. Thank you all.
And in the night sky, the crow flies high, knowing Bry completed it. A crow's monologue.
Stefan Roach here, the complicated author. It's the season finale, Cleveland, Ohio. We are here. Shaker Heights, the big city of Cleveland, where Crow's Monologue was inspired and written based on. Adriana has been revealed. Guess who took her? Mrs. Stones, aka Grandma, right? Dr. Stones reunite with his daughter and his granddaughter while Madeline Stones go away, gone and forgotten. Is there still forgiveness in Miriam's heart? We shall see. Welcome to Marching to the Promised Land, Episode 10 of Crow's Monologue of Writing My Soul Away Season 2. We're here. Adriana's back home. She's relaxing. She finally gets to be a kid again. Gets to enjoy her childhood. Gets to enjoy her parents living happily ever after in a one household. And she got to speak to her uncle, her best friend, for the last time before he transitions out of this universe. Stefan Roach, the complicated author. We are here. Chapter 10, The March to the Promised Land. Season finale. Writing My Soul Away, Season 2, A Crow's Monologue. We came a long way, especially with the characters that Stefan Roach, the complicated author, has created. What a beautiful journey. Crow's Monologue. The poster, the cover, that crow that you see, there's Bry in the flesh, reincarnated. He came back to help his brother, reunite with his brother Josiah. For guidance, he came back for reunion. He came back for love for his family. Amazing bigger brother, a great philosopher, one of the best storytellers at Princeton University, was the head of the Princeton Times newspaper department, was on his way to have a child. Nina had a miscarriage. A couple months later, they eloped, got married. They were happy. On the way back home, Bry was driving, very sober, very calm, collective, listening to jazz music on his way home, just to be in a clear, calm state of mind. All of a sudden, Bry didn't make it. Fatal car accident. Josiah was devastated. Nina never been the same. Miriam just off to her own la-la land, just in her own mind. Years later, the Most High gave this wonderful man, Bry, a second chance to say his proper goodbyes. That's why we are here through this crow's monologue journey. Miriam is the wife of Josiah, an interesting woman. Apparently she was an orphan. Didn't know her parents, in and out of foster homes, in and out of group homes. Was with good families, the families that she built with, the family that she built a great rapport with. She did not stay with them. But ironically, she was redirected into a long-term abusive family. Things were done in that house that I will not get into, but Miriam's mindset has not been the same ever since. But granted, she persevered, stayed in school, went to college, got her master's, became one of the biggest history and English teacher in the high school of Cleveland. She's in charge of the art club. She runs the after-school program. Sometimes she's there, sometimes she cancels a lot of meetings because of her mindset. Miriam, schizophrenia, has taken her life to all different levels. Throughout her whole life, she's been looking, truly, wholeheartedly looking for the love of her father. Father was not around. That guidance from a mother. Mother was not around. These foster parents couldn't even be parents themselves. Surprised that Ohio allowed them to become foster parents. But Miriam met Josiah. She fell in love with Josiah, but she came into the relationship with a tremendous amount of baggage of insecurity, baggage of not having the right love and the right attention seeking. Josiah did everything he could, but Josiah is also dealing with a lot of issues because Bry and Josiah's father, when they were just 3 years old and 5 years old, their father jumped off a bridge. He's gone. There goes a single mother raising 2 boys to become men. The mom got lucky to raise Bry because Bry was successful, was an amazing individual. But man, Josiah had a lot of childish and immature tendencies that he did not take himself serious. Josiah had opportunities to get scholarships, didn't work hard enough to get the full ride scholarship. Bry did. He was an amazing football athlete and basketball, and he went to Princeton University for free. But funny, a year after, he quit sports and got into philosophy, becoming one of the finest, greatest authors at the time. He cared about education more than sports. Bry's philosophy was sports is brought into this universe to pacify us and to silence us and to separate us from what's really going on. Education would make someone aware, open their mind, and it's a mental exercise of just expanding your horizons. That's why as you see into the next season, people admire Bry so much, indicating that, oh, he's such an intelligent individual. No, he put in the work day and night, blood in, blood out, blood, sweat, and tears for his education. Jim Corbin, interesting detective. He has also been a pastor for 20 years. Of course, separate professionalism from his personal life, but he gave his life to Christ. And when he sees someone's in danger and is in trouble mentally, he steps out of his element to be able to provide guidance and leading the individual into giving their life to Christ. Jim Corbin's a noble detective with a lot of integrity. Could be very aggressive. He means very well. One of my favorite characters, interesting. Detective Nina. She's that desirable woman, not in the physical sense, the mental sense that a man looks for in a woman, the quality, loyalty, building up. They're both submissive to each other. It's an equal thing at the time. Very intelligent, very determined, very goal-driven, had a lot of ambition. Before Bry died, they were in the process of purchasing a nice mansion near Plainsboro in Princeton, New Jersey. But unfortunately, Nina was too depressed to stay in New Jersey. She traveled back to Cleveland and started her life over again as a detective in Cleveland, Ohio. She never felt the same. Never wanted to find love again. Truly, she became single forever. She always told everybody, I'll never find anyone like Bry again. He was one of a kind. And that was her first and only love. Because growing up, Nina was more of a child that was, to herself, very antisocial, didn't really have much friends. She enjoyed her own company. Bry helped her be more social, expand her horizons. Dr. Stones, very dedicated and noble psychologist. One of the finest ones out of Cleveland, Ohio. But day to day, he's battling demons. Because he had to make a tough decision after the house burned. Because his wife guided him to giving up their child for adoption. Instead of leaving the relationship and the marriage, Dr. Stones just settled. He was helping individuals in a psych ward, but he has yet to help himself. So after work every day, he'll just go crazy himself. He had a couple crisis situations where he had to turn himself into the psych ward. Madeline Stones, the most lavish, narcissistic, gold-digging, I'm going to just leave it right there, woman. She was only in for herself. Didn't care about the marriage. She told her friends at social settings that all she wanted Dr. Stones for was for fortune. That's all it was for. Didn't care to try to find her daughter, Miriam. Didn't care to see if she was okay. she laid her eyes on Adriana, there's something, what is that thing called? Guilty conscience attacked her soul. Ever since she laid her eyes on Adriana, she recognized who Adriana was. And she drove past Miriam, just leaving her, just talking to herself, because Miriam after work will leave the school and just having conversations with herself and just attending to 3 different invisible people. This is the life of Miriam. She's having a conversation with this person, no one's there. Having a conversation with this person, no one's there. This person. But she told herself every day, I'm gonna find my mother and father and I'm gonna be okay. But Madeline Stone's, the conscience hit her bad. She felt like Josiah and Miriam, mind you, she was spying on them, had devices attached to their homes, heard their conversations. So mind you, she took it upon herself. Oh, my daughter and her so-called husband are not fit to be parents. So I'll take it upon myself to kidnap my grandchild and she'll live a lavish life. And tell my husband that, oh, I decided to adopt a child just to make up for what we did when the house fire happened. Dr. Stones was so in his own world, just trying to figure it out. He does see a little resemblance, but he's just in denial. But instead of talking about these other characters, can we touch base on the innocent 8-year-old Adriana? As the 8-year-old girl in elementary school, I wonder how she's feeling. I wonder what mindset she's in. Has she ever came across abuse? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. But Adriana loved her father. Always had her bonding time with Josiah. That was truly daddy's girl. Truly daddy's girl. Josiah did everything. Everything. Day in, day out. Josiah would not go without a fight. He gave everything up. He didn't care if the house went for foreclosure. He was willing to sacrifice it all for his baby girl. Josiah didn't care about his marriage at the point. He cared about replenishing his duties to be that same father that he was. The marriage will come after. I'll fix that after. Which was wrong, because it takes 2 to make the dream work, right? Josiah has never been the same. But when it was discovered that Josiah found his child, his heart dropped, his emotion eroded. Resentment towards Madeline Stones. Mind you, that's his mother-in-law, never met her. Adriana reunited with her father. Adriana looked at her father and said, I miss you, Father. I love you so much. An 8-year-old saying, I don't feel the same without you. Adriana also said, Mom, Miriam, I love you too. But let's all get help together. Adriana was also happy to realize that crow had been following her every so often, and Bry never told this to anyone. While he was helping them hunt, Bry was also flying out and keeping an eye on Adriana, but his quest, he could not say anything. Bry's time is limited. He reunites with his niece. And Adriana reunite with her parents. Josiah went ahead and painted his face. As you see in the trailer and introduction, the P was for pain, the S was for suffering, the H was for healing. That was the phase that Josiah was going through in the process of finding his daughter. As I stand here today, my face is not painted. Why? Because I already marched to the promised land. I am healed. Josiah, in second person, I got my wife back. I got my daughter back. I could continue living my life, but making it better and getting the proper help. And I do want to say goodbye to my brother and give him his final send-off. We are here. The season finale, the last breakdown, last, final one of this season. Motivation. What motivated me to write chapter 10, March into the Promised Land? The Promised Land is a symbolic way of saying a place of reunion and peace. So what I did is gather everyone together, even the perpetrators, everybody could see each other. For the first time, thousands time, in a long time, symbolic place of reunion and peace. What motivated me? The motivational aspect of marching, the march to the Promised Land. I always wanted to end it with something that's like a main event, like a main event vibration. Something like an extravaganza, right? Main event vibration, like an extravaganza. I wanted to go big, like I wanted to do something colossal, like just something that's just gonna blow people's mind, like a big, in the form of a revelation. You know, in the Bible, revelations, and we see everything, what's going on. And something like that, but not to the exact. So a major revelation was my motivation. Okay? Major revelation. Because obviously the story's leading into a bunch of unsolved mysteries, so it only makes sense to lead to that. Psychological. Ooh, there's a lot of mixed emotions here, right? A lot of mixed emotions. Depression. The types of mental illness, depression, right? PTSD. Schizophrenic, PTSD, depression. What else? What else? Psychologically. Just, I can go with the basics, just misery. So, Josiah falls into the depression aspect. Adriana, Nina, Adriana, Nina, on the PTSD, depression, Josiah. Bry doesn't really fall into anything because he's like reincarnated into, I would say, maybe, depression because he misses family, he's gone, he lost everything, so he is down. He does have some emotions, yes. Okay, misery, Madeline, stones. She's miserable. She's miserable and she's a narcissist. Right? Oh my goodness. Dr. Stones. Dr. Jason Stones. Depression. Because he's helping people, but he's also trying to help himself. And I don't want to say Jim Corbin is Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky, but I mean, let's just say he's in a good place in his life and he's at peace. For now. For now. Philosophical. The last of it all. Overall, especially in this chapter, Josiah, not philosophical, very emotional. Very emotional. Nina, for the first time, very emotional because she's seeing everything in front of her eyes. Madeline, numb, unflinched. Doesn't care. Even when she goes away, she doesn't care. She's like, whatever. I live my life. I got all the expensive purses, Gucci bags, and everything, so I live my life. Dr. Stones. Very emotional. And actually connected with Miriam and connected with his granddaughter, Adriana. What a beautiful ending. So, Miriam, happy, emotionally happy. So she's very emotional, not philosophical. Very emotional, non-philosophical. Adriana, the same. Not really too much philosophical or numb, only Madeline Stones. And Jim Corbin is just kind of more on the stoic side, very calm. So, nothing major. And that's how, here we have it. The motivational, inspirational, psychological, and philosophical of Writing My Soul Away Season 2. Thank you, and the end.
If you thought the story was over, we now rewind the clock. The story of the Fultons was just the tip of the iceberg. How about we explore what happened before the monologue, before Adriana's disappearance, before COVID? Let's dive back in time. Wait, will you see what we got in store for you? Come 2026, this is only just the beginning. Consciousness of a crow